People are more aware of climate change issues every day. But are we really conscious of its proportion? The effects of climate change include a change in weather patterns, precipitation, and sea level rise. Floods cause devastating damage and affect millions of people each year. With climate change, they're getting more destructive. The 10 hottest years on record all occurred since 1998. The hottest of all was 2010. The intensity, frequency, and duration of tornadoes are increasing due to climate change. In the United States, they cause billions of dollars in damages annually. Mass desertification is occurring at an increasing rate and is one of the least known effects of climate change. Millions of square kilometers of once agricultural land have become barren. Any lakes or rivers in its path have disappeared. There are measures people can take to avoid extreme environmental damage, and some people already do.
Hey guys, sorry, couldn't find parking nearby.
Joanne practices a microbiotic life philosophy where proper nutrition determines the high quality of her blood, which is responsible for the perfect functioning of her organs, body, and mind. The ecological footprint ensuing to this lifestyle is very small when compared to other omnivorous humans. For example, the water consumption for animal production is 5 times higher than for producing the same amount of cereal. Because Joanne doesn't contribute to that pollution source, it's okay for her to drive a polluting car every day and have fun with her quad at the weekends. Despite the fact that she reuses a lot of packaging in her routine, she considers recycling a symptom plaster and not a problem solver for man-made rubbish.
Hi John.
Hey, Joanne! Check out these new tires I'm gonna get for my bicycle.
Steve considers his city a transportation chaos, which makes people fall to sedentary lifestyles and negatively contributes for air quality. To keep fit and healthy, he has always practiced sports, so he rides his bicycle to work. Or if it's raining heavily, he chooses public transport.
You're gonna give me better grip on the bends? I can get to work in no time.
Are they recycled?
I don't know, maybe.
Aren't you?
Kate recycles as a way to counteract the destructive impact of human activities on land and marine life. As a result of her militant recycling, turtles don't choke on cigarette butts, and dolphins don't wear plastic rings as necklaces. They hurt and are not all fashionable.
So I got new wheels on my ride, and they're way wider than before. Of course, they lower my mileage per gallon. It's safer to ride on power labs.
What up, petrolhead? You should just get a bicycle. You'd get to work faster, you can park it anywhere, and you'd get here on time. And you'd save the streets from clouding it with your guzzling smoke machine.
Should I get
And I get your iPads and pods and shit don't waste tons of energy, right? And we all know where that energy comes
From
from.
solar power, wind power.
And habitat destroying dams, and the dirty thermal power stations, and the hazardous methane related with food production.
Oh shit, here she comes with a pseudo-ideological lecture on food pollution.
It's totally true. The reason why I don't eat animals is not just because, oh, poor creatures, they're being slaughtered for human fattening and shit. No, it's because growing meat pollutes much more than transportation. That's why I'm entitled to ride a car every day and ride quads on weekends.
Well, I don't care about that. My concern is to separate and recycle packaging that my delicious food comes in.
The positive impact of Kate's recycling is that her conscience is clear about her water and soil polluting detergent abuse and the impact of her careless food habits on the ecosystem.
What are animals for if not to eat? For you to run over with your car like that rabbit the other day.
Yeah, you got way too sensitive about that, man. You should have brought that rabbit home and we would have cooked something top notch.
That for me. You know, bicycles this, bicycles that. But then it would be okay for me to bring a defenseless creature I accidentally hit with my car.
Yeah, you got that on me. I guess the upside to having a car is that you have a personal hunting machine wherever you go.
You're a hunting machine. You energy hunting machine. You know, like your house is like a freaking lighthouse. It's Christmas all year round. Everything is on. I mean, what is the point of having lighting, TVs, laptops, heating, everything on if all you're doing is posting random comments on Facebook from your mobile?
Dude, I mean, you pollute so much more. Like, every time you do the dishes, you use a bottle of soap for like a plate and a fork and a spoon. Creating that's so much bad energy abuse because creating those chemicals is really like it hurts like nature's like insects and species and upsets the balance and stuff. You can stay in your igloo. I'd like to stay in my warm and cozy home.
Hey, I'm with you on that Kate's soap addiction, but come on. So I guess it's okay for you to warm up your house, but you don't need it at 90 degrees. So just you can wear nothing but a t-shirt.
Would you look stupid in either way?
Because of non-pollutant choices, he thinks he's entitled to crank the heating up all the way when it's cold and blast out all the air conditioning it's hot outside. And because he plays so much sports, his muscles always crave for a long bath, which he does every other day.
Seriously, dude. We can cook a frozen pizza in your living room.
And you know something about pizza, you and your macrobiotic crap.
Seriously, dude. That's bullshit. Of course I eat pizza.
So, what can we do to prevent climate change? The emission levels have increased 34% since the Industrial Revolution, and it will double until 2050. The mass production of electricity is responsible for 37% of the global CO2 emissions. Burning fossil fuel is related to 70% of global CO2 emissions. Growing livestock produces 18% of greenhouse effect gases. For each ton of recycled paper, there are about 20 trees to be spared. As a result of being good friends and hanging out together, Kate now eats veggies and cereal and a little less meat. Joanne now uses public transport and occasionally recycles. And Steve now takes a shower instead of bath, except on the first Saturday of every month as a treat. So, what can we do to prevent climate change? It's all up to you and your friends.